Great, great. Brighter, much brighter. Okay, that's max. Excellent. Welcome, welcome. Is it week 9? Week 9, 10, 11. Yeah, this is week 9. This is the beginning of week 9, isn't it? So essentially, we just have 3 more meetings. Is that right? But I thought we had Zoom showed me 4. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. So if I click here, how come I have March 7, March 14, March 21? But March 21 must be week 12. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just an update meeting. Yeah. Well, we're not supposed to teach in week 12. Because that's exam week, and it's technically unfair unfair to introduce new material to students in week 12. But we don't have to worry about that. So we have 3 more meetings, but grade wise, yeah, let's say 3 more or 2 more. So after this, you have 2 weeks and that's it. I know that a few of you have already posted your victory flags at the end of the trail. Congratulations. I think George, I remember recently. George, is your camera on? George, Senchi, and Joe.
Yeah, it's me, but I'm currently still outside because I didn't catch the bus, so I don't think I can turn the video because I'm using the mobile.
No worries, Senchi. You just keep talking from now, or just keep breathing into your phone or something.
Sure, I
will. And you too. And I know George completed and posted. Mandar also completed and posted. Joe has been posting a series of victory flags, so I don't know if he's done with quest 9 or not, but he must be pretty close. Many of you are pretty close. Ronaldo, Riley, I don't know where he's gone. So I'm very pleased because this is only week 9 and people are starting to cross the finish line, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's also important that people do it not pushed on by something else, right? Or to make a point, or to get a certificate at the end. So that's why I'm so pleased, because all the work that I've seen that's gone into these people making it through, it's all just been genuine curiosity at each stage. Because I look at all the past submissions and the experiments they've tried at various steps in their acing the quest process. It all indicates to me a very happy journey rather than a potentially unhappy journey that I can't see because it's all down in the dark. So I'm very pleased for that. And that's why, in fact, I think I'll go ahead and also at some point prune the Reddit at when I have time of posts that, if you don't have an update, in a sense, it's okay to say I didn't do any work, but I'm hoping to catch up. But there's no pressure to say that. But the thing is, we should not let that degrade into an excuse or an explanation because nobody really in the world is interested in explanations. So in fact, if you look at, when you become managers and you have to manage software engineers or talent or managers themselves, and a project has just missed a milestone, then at meetings you learn whether people come up with excuses or explanations, because it's very important to bin the reason for the failure into one of these bins, right? Without assigning blame. And the thing is, the problem is excuses always assume blame is at looming in the air and is about to fall. It's better not to fall on me. Right, but there is no blame really, because all the manager needs to know is just, why did it go wrong? How can we stop it from going wrong next time? And so we should, I think I'll just go ahead and delete all posts. You don't have to say anything at all saying, well, I was burdened by other work, or I signed up for too many units and that's why I missed it. Yeah, okay. Because I know that, the people who actually completed all the quests so far, many of them, in fact, all of them, in fact, have had pretty challenging schedules from all that they've posted online and in the forums and introductions. And they're enrolled in way too many units. And to top it off, they probably have a family and children and a 9-to-5 job on top of that. And they're able to complete all of that, right? So we can't say that, I had like 3 other courses that required a lot of my time, and so I didn't get time to do this, right? But in the fact of the matter is, the people who actually do that realize that explanations are important and excuses don't matter. And that's why they actually went ahead and did it. And I don't think those will qualify for points if people just say, I didn't do anything because I was doing something else. I'm getting back to it. Okay. So those kind of posts don't qualify for participation. But rest of it, I'm really glad things are shaping up really nicely. Many people are completing these quests. And thereby having sealed in a great deal of points when they enroll in my cs2c, however long into the future it may be, they come with a packet of points already that they can open on day one. Well, even if the quests change, okay? So I'm thinking at some point I'll start replacing some of the quests, or at least some of the mini quests, okay? So that it doesn't become all predictable and boring. But you don't have to solve. Your code may not pass at that time for a particular animal, but you can just tell me, because I can just pull it up from the archive and say, hey, hey, back, 5 years ago, I wrapped it up, yeah, cool, no worries, start CS2C. I'm still teaching it with that's if you're interested. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer that. We only have three more weeks of class, essentially. So make the best of use of it. I'm very happy the way everything is shaping up. And a bunch of you have already enrolled in my 2C. That's fantastic. But the thing is, if you finish my 2B, all of the quests and the green quests, I will guarantee you an ad code. No matter how full the class is, every instructor is free to take a student into their class until the very last moment that Foothill allows them, which is like 2 weeks, at the end of 2 weeks, okay? So no matter if you didn't get into by registration date or anything, you just have to send me a note saying I completed all of the 9 previous quests and here is my ID, and there you go, you get an ad code, okay? So I didn't have any problems with that. I was actually telling someone else that even at the end of the whole process, I don't care if really, what really matters to me is whether you've completed all 9 of the red quests at the end of blue or red. So I think that's what matters to you too. You'll find that after you finish that, you can just program on your own without being beholden to anyone, right? Or any idea, any framework, but because you're just working at the level of bits and bytes and thinking like an electron. Hey, let me just stop blabbering on and on like this. I know you're just bursting to give your updates. So I'm going to call out an order. Can you all remember your linked list positions? So we'll start with Jason, who is occupying my top left right now. Jason, is that right? Is this the same order for you?
Well, if someone before me in my order.
Can't hear you.
1 second.
All right, Jace, can't hear you. Hey, Ronaldo, can you say something?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, all right. See, that's like decent volume. Jace,
Wait, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Okay, good. Thank you.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
my
So
mic has been
here's the order. Okay. So Jason, Reynaldo, Gian. After Reynaldo, yes. Give me an acknowledgement here. Gian.
Yes, yes.
Who are you coming after?
Ronaldo.
Okay, thank you. Nate?
Yes.
Walter?
Yep.
Evelyn? Evelyn, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thanks. Just make sure you're unmuted, okay, Tim?
Yeah.
Okay, George?
Yeah.
Okay, Joe,
Yep.
Mandar, Sinchi, you can speak through your phone, but I think you're somewhere,
Yeah,
reasonable
yeah, I
now.
can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and finally. All right, okay. So that's the order. Everybody just remember who you're coming after, okay? You don't have to be double pointed, okay? 1 point is fine. Pointer is fine. Okay, Jason, so it's yours. You got a really cool fisheye camera, by the way, Jason.
Oh,
right?
it's just a regular camera.
Is it? Is it in fisheye mode?
I don't know actually. I think it looks like this because I have a monitor right here, and then it looks kind of like that. But I think that's just like the camera looking weird. I don't know.
All right, cool.
So the progress I made this week is I did quest 4. I did quest 4, and I made a ton of progress in quest 5. So I'll probably be done with that today or tomorrow. And I probably would have gotten a bit farther, but I was also working on a project with some other members of the CS club.
Hey, by the way, before Reynaldo takes over, some guy was kind enough to post a link about the CS club. Okay, Jace, I know you're helping out and all, but that post is kind of languishing in our forum. Yeah. So feel free to pump it up a bit, okay? And also give the person a little bit of boost for taking the trouble to post something and inviting you guys. Yeah. All right. Thank you for that.
All right, I guess it's my turn. I've been working on Quest 9. I plan to complete it hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday. I got sidetracked because of, I think it was Walter, and he has to blame to, sidetrack me to post on Reddit about template trickery, right? Was it you, Walter?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, yeah, that took me 2 days of my time to, come up with that answer and debug everything on LDB and GDB. But I learned a lot about templates that I didn't know. So thanks for that. And I'll go back to Quest 9 and hopefully finish by Wednesday or Thursday this week.
All right. So I've been working on Quest 4 and Quest 5 for the past week, and I think I will pick up pace to make sure that I finish before the quarter ends.
I was working on 4 and 5 a couple weeks ago. They were pretty standard. It was pretty easy to work through. 5 specifically, I found pretty enjoyable to work with the complex numbers. 6 took a little bit of time to get to the point where I can progress to 7. I'm going to save the sick man part for later. And I moved on to 7, and it's been very tough for me on the NQ and DQ mini quests, particularly. I'm having a lot of trouble visualizing how to manage the circular structure.
Yeah, like Ronaldo was talking about, I got stuck on a bit of template trickery, and I was just doing a bunch of reading during the week. But luckily this weekend I got a lot of work done, so finished up Quest 7. Hopefully I'll get Quest 8 done today. I know Mondar scared me a bit last week when he said it was a bit challenging, but I think I'm ready for it. So I'm hoping to tackle that this week, and yeah, just keep on going.
I'm a bit behind, but I just got through Quest 4 and I'm currently working on Quest 5.
So for the past week, I finished Quest 6 and then I'm ready to start Quest 7 today or tomorrow.
So I just finished Quest 9 and I haven't really aced all of the quests before, so I'm planning to go back and do them.
Yes, I'm working on Quest 9 this week. Still a little bogged down, finishing up some external questions from Quest 8. You might see me post on Reddit. Mainly, I'm trying to figure out the difference in how much memory required using a dictionary versus using what we implement in Quest 8, a try, and that has me bogged down. Yeah, and that's it. So hopefully I'll get through Quest 9 this week. Good luck, guys.
Hey everyone, yeah, no major updates from my side. I've just been lurking around the Reddit forum. Actually, thanks to Walter for the great template trickery post. I learned a lot through that post, and also thanks to Ronaldo for your visualization of what happens. Had no idea that the compiler is so efficient that it doesn't bother to write code unless it's absolutely necessary, which is very interesting. But yeah, other than that, no major updates. Just been reviewing some concepts and trying to make sure that I don't forget things for the final exam.
And I actually forgot which quest number is it, but I'm currently working on Octopus, and I just done Kiwi on last Thursday, I think. And I really appreciate everyone who has provided me some help on Reddit posts. I'm so thankful of that. And I hope I can done my quest Octopus in these 2 days to catch up the pace. That's all.
Okay, so got super duper sidetracked this past week, hoping to catch up, working on Quest 5. Technically I already passed it, but I'm kind of just determined to actually ace it. Yeah, so in between Quest 5 and Quest 6.
Great. By the way, Anne, you should move on, okay? Don't come back and try to pick up the points after you wrap up on Quest 9. Don't get stuck on 5 trying to ace it. That's what I mean.
Got it, will do, thank you.
Okay, all right, cool. Hey, Tricky, I didn't see you before. Did you just join?
I joined at 1:10. Yeah, like 9 minutes ago.
All right, okay. Yeah, because I thought you were a dangling pointer because you're not part of the link list. All right, cool.
Yeah. So far, I'm at Quest 7. I managed to finish Quest 6. I was stuck at Quest 5 for this week at one point because I was trying to ace it. Then I was like, you know what, I have to catch up. Finished 6 and now it's 7. Hopefully I'll be catching up till 9 this week because I'm excited to see what's the graph on B. I've seen the post by George and I'm excited to do that too.
Awesome. Is that all? Are there more people here? Let me switch back to gallery view. Well, I hope all these changes reflect in the Hey, Gerald, did you get a chance to go?
No, I came in a bit late. I came as like one.
Yeah. Do you want to give a short update?
So nothing too major. Just finished up Quest 6. About to do Quest 7 today, and hopefully finish by Wednesday. That's about.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, just to take it easy in a sense that if you've managed to reach quest number 6, okay, you've already passed this class. Meaning, you got at least a C+ at that point. So you don't have to worry so much about passing and then say, well, Quest 6, I'm done. Technically, you're clear to do cs2c at that point. But, personally, I say no. Personally, you have to get to Quest 9 before you think about enrolling in anyone's cs2c, least of all mine. So Quest 6, you pass. And I'm saying that after that, take it easy. All right, don't push yourself, because if you think that you're only planning to enroll in cs2c by, I don't know, spring, okay, maybe you got other plans, or maybe you got other plans in spring, and maybe you say, well, I'll come back to cs2c next year. Yeah, okay. So because cs2b is exciting enough for you now, so you can say, well, I'll take a pass now, and then I got 4 more quests, but I don't want to rush through it now. So I'll do the remaining 4 quests, 1 per month. All right, and then come back next year and then do my cs2c. That's fine. All right, even though you just passed with a C+, you still get into cs2c with every bit of advantage in my class as though you were a regular student. Okay, The only people who won't succeed in my CS2C are basically who enrolled too soon in my CS2C, having done only the first 6 quests in 2B, right? And say, well, I'm just going to keep on marching ahead, and they'll just tumble and fall. So you can feel totally free. After quest 6, do the rest of them at your own pace, and I will absolutely make sure that you get a good, you'll get into CS2C and be happy in it. Okay, and no matter when you come back. So that's all. So don't stress out. Don't stress out, and you're good to take it easy. I know, because most of you are very, very close from your updates, right? Either past quest 6 already, or I think many of you are very close to quest 6. And yeah, so we're only week 9, so 3 more weeks. So I'm pretty sure that all of you will pass class. I think all of you will pass. All of you are here anyway. I think you're all you're passing from what I can see. So you can basically just quest for the fun of it and just learn as much as you can in order to prepare for some future section of CS2C that you may do. Right? Okay. So what we can do now is, for the rest of the time, until you guys start dropping off and there's only one more person, the last one out, switches the light off or things like that. So you guys can just have a free form discussion as always, right? And just be colorful like this, and with the cameras on. I'll turn it around so I'm not in your face. I'll be on the other side doing something there, and you can call me. I'll be within earshot, but I won't pay conscious attention to something you say unless you're actually talking about something interesting and I'm also thinking about it too, right? Then I'll say, hey, that's really cool. But otherwise, I'll just keep you in in earshot and listen occasionally to what you're saying, and I won't be in your face. How is that? Okay, like you've helped each other before and talked about quests and had fun, and so I think this will be another great opportunity, right? There's only 3 more like this after this, so take advantage of this and build a community of people learning a particular language or a way of doing things. Yeah, is that okay? Because I think it worked well last time. Yes, talking by yourself. I'm always there, right? If you have a question, if you have a technical question, or if you have a conceptual question in C++, something that can be looked up like in a reference, like something that Walter posted, for example. That's actually a very nice point. It is possible to find out using an empirical test what Walter said. Okay, and it's actually a very interesting thing. Try it out maybe today. Share screen and try it out. Is it possible to figure it out? It's a kind of puzzling question there. Try and find it if you want, right? So those are interesting starters. Okay, and the funny thing is, again, so these are all nuggets, right? Like Walter posted and things like that. The thing is, we're not making any conscious effort to promote any of these, right? We're not even upvoting these things. And we just see Reddit, and sometimes we do these things, but we don't have to care because you can be absolutely sure. But you're not writing these things for humans at all, really, technically, if you think about it, right? At some point, the AI is going to pick it all up, and it will surface it to the right people at the right time. So just keep doing your best, and the system will take care of everything else. All right, that's my belief, and I might be 100% mistaken here, but you're welcome to prove me wrong. Okay. So what if everybody's okay with this? I'll just turn the laptop around. You guys feel free to talk amongst each other and call me. Okay, call me by name, right? Like Alexa, right? I will respond if I call by name. If you call by name, all right. Until then, I'm just going to be in monitoring mode. Okay. All right. So I'm very pleased with you guys. Okay, I can see that all of you are trying really, really hard and to learn interesting concepts and share with each other. So that's what every teacher is hoping for, really. So I'm getting it for free from you guys. Thank you. All right. So is that okay? I'm going to turn around. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Professor? Yes,
yeah. All right. I'm still here.
Yeah. I have a problem through the Reddit post, like the self-updated post on Reddit. So I didn't actually make.
I'm sorry. What is it? Self-updated post on Reddit? I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like I see people will like post on Reddit regarding how far they've gone on their quest or something.
Oh yeah. Updates. All right. No, so you're talking about the updates posted on Reddit.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about some kind of special post on Reddit because they're always rolling out new features all the time. right? So
Okay,
I think
cool.
maybe, they got some special kind of thing like self-updating posts. It's conceivable,
Yeah.
right? It's conceivable that you
Yeah,
can actually
so
roll out a widget. Yeah.
yeah, but I'm wondering if that is like the requirement or something, because I actually didn't post any like
Okay. Yeah, it was a
self-updated,
requirement, Sinchi. It was a requirement.
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
said before. No. Wait,
Yeah.
wait. I said before that people should post this kind of thing, but this is first quarter I'm actually trying it out, so I'm also learning a lot of lessons and trying to figure out
Yeah.
how to structure this better, because
Mhm.
at the same time I don't want these posts to degrade into something like I haven't done this and this is the reason why I didn't do it, right? Because nobody really in the outside world is interested in the reasons, because nobody's interested in whether you did it or not, right? So everybody's just interested in whether you did it and whether it benefits them. That's the reality. So I think, so I don't want our posts to degrade into something that says excuses. So it doesn't matter. 100 million things could go wrong in each person's life, right? Imagine, right now, look at all the crises unfolding everywhere in the world, right? Every person's life, really. And so you can't imagine what is going on in other people's lives. So if you can't do it, you can't do it. Nobody has to explain anything at all. Yeah. So if you start offering explanations, and then when they're not called for, right? So if someone's paying for you, and then okay, maybe an explanation is okay. But here, you're the one who's paying me. Yes. You're paying me. All right. So if you don't do your work, you don't have to explain anything to me. I should be the one who's explaining things to you. All right.
Anyway, so like,
Okay.
It's not,
all right.
Yeah, it's not
so
for the
don't
explanation.
explain. Don't explain anything.
Yeah,
so
no, I know.
Reddit is not a place to explain things. Just say, yeah, I didn't do it. Okay. So I'm hoping to do it. That's better share.
Yeah, that's all I want to just stick with requirement, and I'm going to do it because actually I thought that requirement is more like I have to attend this updating meeting, and I didn't post any
Don't worry.
self-updated
As long as
actually. So
as
yeah,
long
I
as
will.
you've been active, and then you start sharing your challenges, okay, instead of just doing everything silently, looking at past posts or asking for solutions, offline. And if you just progress silently, and that doesn't get you any points. But it doesn't matter if you're on an early quest. But as long as you're vocal and talking to other people and asking for help, helping other people, I can assure you, you're not the only one who's on a lower quest. If you are, okay. I didn't check in the last, well, I didn't check in detail anyway. Yeah, well, but I think even if you're doing an early quest, that's perfectly fine. Just ask. And there's other people who are also doing early quests. They'll help you. Okay. So you don't have to feel, yeah. The only posts that I feel that don't matter, that are not as helpful as they could have been, are if someone asks a question, right? If someone asks a question, and then we just notice that question like 1 week later. Okay, it happens, right? Many times we see questions, interesting questions that you wish you'd seen 1 week before. Then you may give a really good answer, but I think unfortunately that answer is not worth as much. It is actually worth a fraction of what it could have been worth on day one, because the value of the answer, I think, exponentially decays. All right. I don't know if you can mathematically measure this, but I think the value of an answer exponentially decays from the point it's, requested. So if you can provide the answer within a week or within a day, okay, fantastic, right? Even if it's an awesome answer, giving it after a week is I don't think is not very helpful to you or that other person either. Okay. So, because you don't know if you spent like a week crafting it, but the other person may not even see it because they found the answer elsewhere already. Yeah. So you exercise your own judgment here and try and come up with the right kind of Reddit posts. Because I'm not, these are not for points. These are for, things that you're going to create that will be valuable to you in your life later on. So just to use these as opportunities. Think about it, right? Because if you start working for someone else and you're still contributing on Reddit, trying to create value here, it doesn't look, it looks like you're, it not looks like, it feels like, I think it feels like, okay, it feels like you have to do something. It feels like a chore, okay? in order to do this, in order to generate values, because you have to do so many things at the same time. Here it is all folded into part of what we're learning, right? And you paid for it. So just take this opportunity and contribute as much as you can in the forums. Help each other out. It's okay to be wrong, as you know, we all know. Never look at the past posts, okay? And I think that I'm going to make it very clear. One of you actually went ahead and edited your post. Thank you very much. I think Tim, edited your post. Yeah, remove all references to, in the past Reddit posts, you can see this link, this link, this link. Yeah, okay. All those students really struggle hard to find those answers, right? But you just search for it. And I think that should not be that's not a good way to set a precedent for future posts. So please don't do that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, you guys can talk amongst yourself, and then feel free to drop off, right? Because you updated each other. You just need to have a chit chat and find out what you need to know from your classmates, and then sign off as and when you're free. The last one off, just let me know so I can come and stop the recording. How about that? Okay. Yeah. You can call me anytime before 2 if you want. Yeah. Like Sinchi just did. Is that okay? All right. Thank you.
So I actually have a question for Ronaldo, since he's the template expert now. I was reading online a bit about it, just in terms of like the errors that are given when it comes to templates. And so when I do code, I do it through Xcode, and Xcode is usually good at throwing up errors. But I noticed that from online, I saw people who use Visual Studio Code, they would get different amounts of errors, or different errors at different points with templates. It's like, for example, some things like basic syntax errors would compile within a template without throwing an error. On Xcode, I would get an error, but I'm not sure if anyone else uses a different ID, and if it's different for you guys in terms of the errors they're thrown. That's the thing that sort of confused me a bit, just because we learn about the what it's called, I think it's the concepts, the restrictions of what type you use, and how that doesn't throw an error until a specific type is used where it doesn't work. So my question is, how does it check for errors for anything in a template if it's not compiled? I just didn't really make that didn't really make sense to me. That's the only thing I'm still sort of stuck on.
So I only use VS Code when somebody, arm wrestles me into it. I don't like to deal with all the plugins and all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure some people love it. I personally don't like it because of the whole plugin mess. I usually use Xcode or CLion, which is the JetBrains stuff. I noticed that there are two levels of errors, right? One level is the IDE level, right, where the product owner, Apple versus JetBrains versus whoever else, put a lot of time to do static analysis of your files, right? Okay, you can't do this. This is a syntax error, more than a syntax error. This is like kind of a logic, could be a logic error, right? I mean, Xcode and CLion do a lot of these warnings, like, oh, maybe you're going to use this and it's not defined. Maybe you're trying to access a vector and there's nothing in it. So there's a lot of stuff in there that these IDEs provide, and there's a lot of difference. I know because there's a lot of difference because one professor of mine wants like a very specific formatting of the code, because you need to submit the code and the code goes through the auto grader. So sometimes I use Xcode to format the code. I do in CLion, copy paste, format the code, and then submit. So as soon as I copy and paste the code, I see there is a lot of different, it points at different things. The second thing that I notice is what is the level of error that is configured out of the box, right? So Xcode, in my opinion, is less lenient, right? So there's more warnings. Some other IDEs, such as Visual Studio Code, in my opinion, is very lenient, right? I mean, you have to click a lot of stuff to get the warnings up, right? C-Lion, in my opinion, is the most lenient one. There's almost no compile time warnings, right? I mean, the warnings are turned off, all of them, most of them, right? Everything is handling to the IDE level, right? But you can turn the I usually turn the warnings all the way up because the autograder expects it. So I turn everything up, right? Even some obscure warnings. And if you do that, the compiler catches a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Again, there's different compilers, right? In Apple, if you use Apple out of the box, like I do, you're bound to CLang, right? Apple's CLang plus plus. You can install GCC, which has its own bag of tricks, right? About what is gonna tell you. I mean, you can go online, right? There's people, compiler experts, they go, it's a lot of stuff the compiler does, right? And it provides different types of warnings on templates and other things versus another compiler or another IDE. So that's my experience in general with these three tools, right? Because I know different classes, I'm taking iOS class, so everything is Xcode, right? And sometimes Swift or Objective-C. And for me, although it's all C and C++ like, it's different. It's completely different experience between Xcode and C-Lion and some other IDE, right? You have to learn everything again almost. So, and what language they use to describe certain things. Sometimes you see a warning and you copy paste into Google and you gotta hit right there because they use the standard error, right? That from the standard. Sometimes they use whatever they want and you put in Google, you get no hits. So you need to kind of figure out what's going on in there. So anyway, that's for whatever it's worth, that's my experience, right? Across, so there's kind of multi-pronged error level, like the IDE, the compiler, and the type of compiler that you're using, right?
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it was just the Xcode using that Apple magic that it has. Just because I mean it does it real time, right? I mean Xcode's really good. You'll be typing a line, it'll throw up an error before you're even done with the line. Or if you write a function, if you make like a temporary variable, it will say, hey, by the way, you're not using this variable.
Exactly.
Why is it here? So yeah, it's pretty quick at catching that. But yeah, that's sort of I mean it's really useful, but it sort of confused me in terms of templates, in terms of because if it throws up errors, my first thought was, oh, for some reason they can't compile this. But I was always thinking, oh, does it compile? Does it not? But yeah, so yeah, that makes sense that it's on the IDE because like you said in the Reddit post, there isn't, the templates aren't really compiled, so it must be the IDE just catching those things for you, I guess.
Yeah, it provides a lot of help. Xcode and the more professional ones provide a lot of help on weeding out those, those things, right? It helps. I mean, I've worked on embedded systems where it's kind of hell. So there's no IDE, nothing. So yeah, IDE is very good. Helping with a lot of those things. I mean, but as you said, it can be annoying sometimes. Sometimes you're in the middle of the line and it's already something pops up, right? And I'm like, okay, wait a second, I'm still typing, right? So
yeah. Yeah, the least favorite one is the you haven't used this variable yet, and it's a temporary variable. I'm just like, hold on, it just throws me off every time. But yeah, sometimes Xcode's pretty good. You can sort of like, you don't necessarily need to hide them, but you can make it so they don't pop up on the screen more. They just kind of like highlight a line, which is nice. That kind of less distracting. And then when you want to debug it, then you can make it show all the errors. But yeah, no, I used the Visual Studio Code in high school for I worked with some Unity, C# stuff, and that was much more difficult than than working with Xcode. I just debugging so much easier, except for simple stuff like that.
So yeah, it is harder. I mean, I have a guy that loves it, but half of his time is just spent doing DevOps work on VX Code because, some of the basic stuff, like you want to, you create a main.cpp in VX Visual Code Studio, and you just want to right click and say run. Well, we cannot do that. You have to create a launch.this, and settings.dat, and it runs in another window. Or you need to install an extension. Anyway, it's just too much, right? At least in my personal opinion, right? I just want to say run this, right? There's like just run this,
Yeah.
and that's it, right? And that's what VX Xcode and Selenium provide me. Right?
Yeah, I think that's like the big problem with VS Code, because I think it's just built for like so many different use cases that there's just not one like solid way to do something, especially with like C++. Like, and like I've been doing, the only reason I still use it is because I do like 8 different types of languages on there, so I have to I have to do that, or have like my start bar filled with like 30 different apps. But like, yeah, I think I have like 40, 50 extensions on there, and it's still barely usable.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you're doing that, yeah. I have like, I mainly program in 3 languages, so I just use Xcode. I use PyCharm for Python and the JetBrains stuff for Go. So that covers pretty much everything. Just dabble in JavaScript. Some people love it. I wish I knew better, but maybe VX Code is good for that. People tell me there's a good integration between VX Code and Internet Edge if you're programming on Windows, because everything is Microsoft. So, but I don't know.
It's been good listening to everybody. I don't really have a whole lot to add, but I'll be heading out. Thanks for the talk.
All right, guys. That's it from my side as well. Take care.
Take care.
I'm assuming we're basically done, right?
Yeah, I think big week almost.
All
Hey,
right,
Professor.
Yeah. You guys done?
Yep.
Great. Thank you all for for your updates today. I hope to see you all next week. Keep the forums alive, yeah, and keep asking questions and helping each other. I'll be following your progress very closely. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.